Caption
Okay,
kind of
hi.
bubbled in. How you doing, Ellie?
You know what? I've been good. How are you, Nino?
I'm doing pretty good, not too bad. How's things with you and Kit?
Oh.
Oh, that sounds like not good. Right, that's fine. I was just kind of curious. I figured maybe you guys made up or whatever.
No, I haven't spoken to her since her person got involved in our business.
Oh, well, anyways, that's not why we're here. I'm sorry if that, old wounds and whatnot.
No, it's fine.
I wasn't expecting that. Kay told me to have a chat with you since, look, I'll put it this way. I obviously have influence over sanitation to a degree, but it's very limited influence. But the thing is, for me to make decisions, I needed data, specifically how much material per bag was being made by average. And unfortunately, Chris, for whatever reason, Chris should probably join the police department. I'm going to be honest. He's got a very similar comprehension. He just kept giving me bullshit. And I needed somebody to help get me the right kind of data. Specifically, the amount of, let's just say, randomness to the amount of materials that is found in a bag wavers from like swings of like 90 to 120, or sorry, it wavers so dramatically that if I don't get like an actual accurate number, I don't know what the slider does.
So and you want bag by bag?
Well,
like tracking?
Yeah, something like that. Like, let's say you were to get like 100 bags in a day's run, then you just look at the material and you divide it by 100. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I can.
And but that's all I asked for. But he wasn't producing it. But luckily, I'm kind of past that point. But I may need your help in that space. If you are able to provide it on the side, is that something you'd be able to do, or like I don't.
Yeah, I can spend a day. I can spend a day or two, day cycle and do some Sani and get some numbers for you. That's not a problem.
Oh my God, thank you. The second thing I wanted to ask you about is, are you managing the taco shop?
I am.
Okay. I had a handful of questions because, rather transparently, I need to write legislation around the stalls, and in order to do that, I want to make sure I have a really good understanding of like what's going on. And but I want to kind of stop by saying, like, how is the stall business from your perspective? What are the problems you're running into? What are the things that you need?
Stall is great. Problems, AU workers, but that's kind of out of your hands. Payment is annoying if you this is like, I'm gonna speak from people that may not have a little bit of a nerd to them. You have to set up your own clock-in system, so if you don't know how to do that, you kind of have to like trust how much people say they work, or you have to have someone keeping an eye on them to count the numbers. So that's a big thing. Having a way to like tell how long someone's been clocked in would make paying so much easier, or having like a receipt system. That's a big one.
And honestly, I'm assuming it's because you're getting paid in like in a lump sum.
Yes. Yeah, so we decide when we're emptying out the balance that's made, and unfortunately it comes in the form of cash on the ground.
Even if she said AU.
So you have to then safely take the money out of the food area and put it, wherever. So,
yikes.
That's also, yeah. We're in, for lack of a better words, walking licks at that point. I had 300 and something K on me the other day that I had to run to my car with and go and put it away.
Okay. All right. And how much of that have you sent to the government for taxes?
Our tills apply tax to it when we charge people.
Oh yeah, no, I meant the revenue from the business.
Oh, I've got it all. Like, with the exception of the
I'm just
pays
fucking with
to
her.
workers, it's all sitting in a box right now because I have no idea how any of that stuff works.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so the tax is about 20% to the government. And that
Is
prevents.
that not? Wait, is that not included in the cost of the meals?
No. The cost of the meals is the tax. I mean, it's just like any other business, right? You go to like TJ Maxx, right? Like a clothing store.
I don't know what TJ Maxx is.
Like a clothing store. Like you go to a clothing store, customer goes and buys something, they pay tax, but that business and the revenue that they make is taxed as well.
You know what? This sounds like a problem for Cal because he's technically the owner.
Oh, really? Okay, one second. Has he been paying taxes? Because we were looking over the transactions and the
Sorry,
the
I'm just gonna message Vinny and tell him I'm in a meeting.
No worries.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. So, yeah, she, the taco shop, apparently has not paid a single dime of tax, alongside the noodle shop. Now I don't think it's the end of the world. So the way that it works is we get, like, when you pull in that lump sum out, we actually see those transactions and the total. And apparently there's about, like, hold on one second. There's about $1.35 million owed by the taco shop.
You know what? I feel like it's safe to say that's not on my end then, because we've only barely made that much since taking over.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you, by the way. I don't think there's actually any tax. But was I at least believable to a degree?
And a little bit, yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah,
but,
I think when you said the number, I thought you were kind of full of shit, because I know the taco shop, while Cal's been owning it, has made a lot more than that, and that is not 20% worth.
Yeah. So going back to, like, the problems, you said EU time, you ain't got, it's hard to get the workers.
AU, yeah.
Oh, AU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that before EU and earlier, like, than the later hours of AU. It's like there's this weird downtime spot, but that's kind of, people just don't want to work there at that time.
I gotcha. Separate from that, so the timing. Okay. What about, like, in terms of, like, okay, so is it true that there are people that are not operating the stalls?
Yeah. There is many a times where we're the only place open, or I'll go into because I farm everything myself. I'll go in to do a drop run, and then no stalls will be open, including senior buns. Like, there is definitely some dead zones.
Okay. And are there any particular stalls that you, like, never see open?
I'm trying to think. Like, sporadically throughout the day, I haven't seen the coffee place open in a bit, actually. I will say that one I haven't seen for a little bit. I think the most that I do see open is the smoothie place. Occasionally I'll see the burger place open. Battalions open quite a bit in this time. And then the Funhouse is another one that's, like, open quite a bit. I believe Frank's is open like more towards this time and early next storm as well. But other than that, like AU kind of dead. Later NA pretty much dead. It's just earlier hours that it's open.
I gotcha. So would it be inaccurate to say that other than the coffee shop, most have been relatively open?
I haven't seen the sushi shop.
Sleight of hand thing with the 2 months.
I know that the owner is not really in the city right now. But from my understanding, I think that place is going up like for availability in like a week or something.
Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, so what I was told, and I just don't, I simply don't. I mean, I'll go there like once, you know, to get food, maybe twice. So it's hard for me to kind of gauge who's telling the truth or not. But like, for example, I'm being told that the Funhouse is never open and they're just eating food for themselves. Now
they used to be open a lot more than what they are now. I will definitely say that. I think they try, but the area in general is just, it's very lacking right now.
I gotcha. Is there do you think there's a particular reason for it? Do you think people are getting cooked off of it, or?
I think it's very much a vibe thing, if you want my honest opinion. If you don't have people there, like, working with you, keeping you company, having fun with, like, it's very boring. It's not for everyone. People like to get out and do things, whereas you're kind of obviously stuck in a stall, potentially by yourself for a couple of hours. It's not everyone's vibe, you know?
Yeah.
I just hire more people so that they have people to talk to. That's kind of my thing. I probably overhired, but we're open a lot of the time, you know, so for me it's working.
Yeah, it's the biggest challenge that I'm trying to like understand is like there's no way for me to accurately even assess any of this, and I've been getting a lot of complaints. So I'll put it from this perspective, right? A lot of people are complaining to me that the stalls are quote unquote never open, and that some of that may be coming from people that want to own stalls, and then some of it is probably genuinely coming from folks that just want to eat. And even for myself, I feel like the taco shop, the kebab shop, smoothie shop, and Frank's is the only one I really see open, while the rest I feel like is so sporadic that it might as well not be. And I'm contemplating transparently that stall owners are required to like purchase a stall license. And this is you may or may not like this, right? But that stall license may need to come alongside something, be it a fee, be it something that effectively forces the hand of the stall to say, you know, to operate. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's going to start cutting into their thing, and it may end up, you know, like, I don't know how I'd make it work. It might be something like you got to pay $100,000 a month, which if you can't garner that, because I mean, $100K, like I think is a drop in the bucket in a month. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Like, we have days depending on how much stuffing where we'll get like, you know, 250K a day, but that's like that's a good day.
Yeah. And I think like
so it's definitely doable by businesses that are open. I will say.
Yeah, and it's like if you can't do the 100K, then you're probably a busted ass stall to begin with, and so the side effect would be that you have to relinquish the stall to somebody else. That's. Do you have any other suggestions? My main thing is I need to motivate these stalls to actually operate. Otherwise, they got to bounce. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Honestly, it's just, okay, I say this even having this stall. The food court is a very like shitty system. It's just
Okay.
the harsh truth. Having to it's a little better now because there's a grace period, but it also means that the people that do have the stall, even if they're not open right now, they have like a 2-hour grace period where they can get their stall back again.
Yeah, that is fucking dumb. I hate that. It's if you own it, you got it forever, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which,
it didn't used to be like that. We had people waking up there, but now it's
yeah,
like
that's
there's a
not
grace
that good
period
either.
and no, that's what I mean. This whole system, unfortunately, is it's not okay. Like, if my opinion, the way that it should be, and I don't know if this will ever be a thing, you
Yeah.
have the ability to prove businesses. I think if you are specifically approved a restaurant, there should be like a communal kitchen where those that are approved can go and get their food sorted for the day. That way it's not going to require, construction in 20 million different buildings, but people can go and get their food sorted and then sell out of other locations. I think that would be amazing for the city because it's going to help people up in Polito and Sandy and the South Side instead of just forcing everyone to go to one place that, like, realistically, they're shooting and beatings and everything every single day. Like, it's not good.
Yeah, I agree. I am transparently trying to advance the food business to the next step, where effectively the stall is you pretty much prove yourself at a stall, and it would be a prerequisite, but then owning a actual restaurant. And that's kind of the direction we're trying to move towards, and we're working with the government for that. So, your taco shop could become your next thing, but you have to prove that you can run the taco shop before you get the next thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is one thing I'm going to recommend for you though, Ellie, is, are you effectively running the taco shop?
Oh yeah. I track hours. I sort pays. I hire. It's under Cal's name, but I do all of like the logistics and everything behind it.
Are you able to get him to pass ownership to you?
It is
Because
unlikely.
that may burn you. And let me put it to you like this, right? I don't know exactly. Look, transparently, I don't know how the next step is going to look, right? But it's likely going to be tied to the owner. So it's going to be like, if a owner is able to run X stall for like 2 months and generate X, Y, and Z, then they have the right to get a food, like actual food shop, right? And this may or may not be tied to me. It may or may not be tied to legislation, but and there may not be room for an exception. So something to think about when it comes to your calculus. Like, if you do want, like, a restaurant down the line, and this could be in a week, it could be in 2 months, it could be in 3 months. You know what I mean? But something to keep in mind, because otherwise Cal's going to be the one that gets green lighted.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have a chat with him. I'm gonna say it's probably unlikely. He's very attached to the stall, but
I mean, you could always get like sign a contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have one of those right now, just to say that we can, we have 80% control of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why I bring it up, because if you are in fact running it, you don't want this guy to, benefit off your hard work. And
yeah, I can. I'll have a chat with him today and see what he says, because we have to collect the money.
And this is, just to be very clear here, this is a preemptive suggestion.
Yeah.
With me not knowing how the next thing's gonna look like.
Yeah. No, I understand.
And even if it does ultimately come to my decision, the thing is, when we write the legislation, it's got to be clear cut, because otherwise anyone, you get what I'm saying? Like, otherwise anyone would be able to just say, well, I meet these conditions, when, because I need a way to limit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand.
So, okay. Is there anything like, okay, so other than what you've mentioned, what other things do you think you need as a stall owner? Or what would you like to see change? What are things that the city can do for you?
I mean, I brought this up last time we had a little chat. Even just like a simple thing like a tray to put the food on would make, quality of life so much easier than
Oh, putting it on
dropping
the
a
back?
bunch of food on the floor for people to grab. Like it's just it's icky, like no one wants to do that, but people come in and order
Okay.
10 items sometimes for the Goober deliveries that it's very hard to hand them all individually.
Oh, could you
Like
actually
trays
tell?
would
Could you tell me about Gooba? How does that work exactly? Because I was under the impression that the way that Goober is working is like people have been making like fake food orders, and I literally know nothing about it.
So people sign on to Goober. Locals will order food, and then they're sent to the food booth to pick it up. These stalls have to enable the deliveries for that to happen. So pretty much, if you have excess stock, we turn on our Goober orders, and people will come. And depending on your reputation with Goober, will depend on how much stuff gets ordered. Locals will not order any item above $250. So that's why we only have 2 mains, just so that we don't have to like stock up, 20 different items.
You said the orders are 250 max, so is that like a new thing?
Individually. So say they order 3 taco plates, because our taco plates are $250 each. So they could spend like thousands of dollars, but they will not order any item that's like, say $400. They won't order that, but they'll order a drink that's $100,
Okay, that makes sense. So
I think I know what you're talking about, and I believe that's no longer a thing that people can
I
do.
gotcha. I don't even know transparently what I'm talking about. Like I'm kind of relaying third-hand information.
No. When the deliveries first became a thing, I did hear that there was an item that was listed twice, and there was like a high price that was charged, and then they gave them the cheaper one. I did hear that, but I believe that's been not an issue anymore.
Okay. Okay. Well, going back to the operation of the stalls, why do you think some of these stalls, like outside of the atmosphere that's created, are not operating? Do you think that it might be a supply issue?
No, I'm sorry. I farm, and if I spend like 2 hours, I can get a 24-hour grow, like 24 hours worth of ingredients. Like it's
in 2 hours.
Yeah. But I also have I have a full farm. I just mean if I like completely fill my warehouse with the ingredients needed, we would be fine to run for 24 hours.
Do you think it's ADHD?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So let me write this down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of like the best way to say this. I think the people that can consistently wake up don't want to stand at a stall. A lot of my employees I have found are people that are new to the city. So when they do wake up, they want to be around and communicate with people, and it's very much like there's a lot of new people in the city that need to be given a chance, and I'm trying to encourage, the taco place for that.
Okay. I guess the final question is, so because I think I already know the answer to this, but so if someone was able to just put someone at I don't know, let's say Funhouse, right, at a time that is normally not open, that person could literally sit there and let the Gooba driver do a lot of the sales and still make money, right?
Yes, that is correct.
What? Okay, I gotta cook then, because that sucks. It sucks because that kind of tells me that the money is there, but just people don't want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I appreciate that, Ellie. Is there anything else you want to bring up, like things that, whatever it might be?
Chances of business getting approved if I apply for it, even though I have a hot charge on my record?
Felons, felons can be business owners in Los Santos County.
Okay, I'm gonna put in.
I'm not Andy Jones and Blaine County's bullshit.
I'm gonna put in a thing then for balancing books and loans.
Okay.
BBL.
So I will say that we are waiting for approval because DOJ hasn't signed shit since Sunday. I don't know why. And
okay.
We have like 7 things of pending stuff there. They're probably overwhelmed. The second is before I open up, because right now you could get a business thing, but it's meaningless. So I'm trying to build legislation.
Yeah, but I want to just like get my hands on it now so that when it does become more than useless, it's gonna be like I'm good.
And that's why like our focus right now is to put meaning behind it so you get value. So so you can put it in, but I'd say wait 2 weeks. Look, the TLDR is Max didn't do shit. Like it's actually like I'm not even just saying it to say it. Like if you genuinely knew what we see, it's embarrassing.